We are back. It's another edition of the Dynasty Football Podcast. I'm your host, John Morrow, back again for another week. Alongside my co host, Dan Bolton. And Dan, we have a special episode today. We have the Commish of the league joining us later. Very excited about that. Also, the number one team in the league, TEU. So that's going to be an interesting conversation coming up soon. But first, we got to go back, talk about last week. You had what many were calling a loser leaves home match versus Ian. You didn't come out on top. Talk to me.
It's been a tough stretch for Dan's dynamic team. We're sort of pulling all levers and sounding the warning alarms. Definitely trying to figure out that right balance. It's been, I got to look at myself first and foremost. I felt like as a GM, I built a roster that was built to win and ready to roll. Uh, from a coach perspective or managing the day to day and the sort of in-game decisions around starts and sits and all that. It's been, I'm down towards the bottom of the rankings in terms of efficiency. So, you know, I'll
Can I
always
ask?
go
Can
ahead.
I ask? Do you think that has a lot to do? You have a very deep team, so I feel like a lot. Like for me, I don't have too many tough decisions to make. I look at your team. It seems like you have decisions every week. Is that a pro? Is that what do you think about that?
Yeah, sometimes you get like the paralysis by analysis situation or, decision fatigue in that sense. On the other hand, I've had to deal with so many injuries this year that it has been a situation where the depth has come in handy. Although at 4-6 right now, I'm looking at a situation where I got to win at least three of the last four games to be in position to make it to the dance. So the schedule looks okay for me to be able to pull that out, but I would be lying to say if I wasn't a little bit anxious as a whole. My QB situation is I'm not going to say in shambles, but Bo Nix did not step up. Obviously, Kyler Murray is, dealing with whatever he's dealing with on the injury front. I have Brissett to back him up, but, nobody wants to be rolling Jacoby
No.
Brissett out there, and even in a 14-team dynasty league. So, yeah, it's been a problem. I could have used a big game from some contributors that have been riding the bench for most of the season and just got an opportunity to get in the lineup. But Ian pulled one out and has now vaulted me in the standings here. And again, with him having, I think, the second highest point total in the league, I'm right around the fourth or the fifth highest point total. It's not a good situation to be in where I got to jump over him and probably score more points to,
Yep.
regain that playoff standing.
And you don't have any more bye weeks, I believe. Your byes are done.
Yes, I've completed all of my buys at this point.
So yeah, you're in a tough spot. You kind of said it all. I think it shows that the quarterback position is super important. That's one part of your team that I would say is not the strongest. I have two top five QBs, so we could always talk offline.
I am looking to make moves. So this is
Yeah,
where we've hit the trade deadline week right now, I
it
believe.
is. Sleeper
Although
told me
that's
that.
yeah, that's
It popped
something
right
that
up.
at some point I thought we had talked about moving that back, but either way,
It
Sleeper
feels
saying it's
right.
the
Could be a question for the commish.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, trades are certainly on the docket for this week, wanting to set the squad up to make a run here.
Totally. Yeah. I would say I'm rooting for you, but I don't really care too much. One way or the other. You have a good team, so I'd like to see you not in there. But yeah, Ian pulled one out against you. It was the matchup of the week. I tried to give him the early GG on Monday, but he pulled through either way. It was pretty much a foregone conclusion come, after Sunday night football. But for my squad, not much to say. I was on bye, and I'm on bye this week as well. So should be 9-2 going into the last few weeks of the season. Um, I'm still working some deals. I'm working with one manager right now. We were going to try and get something done before the pod. He had business to take care of, so we may get one done after the pod. Um, But yeah, no, not a lot really to say regarding like my team overall. I feel good about it. I do have a little business I'd like to take care of. I want to address some folks that I talked about last week on the pod. I appreciated all the feedback from everybody, specifically Louis. He came back and made a point and made a trade basically to say, hey, I do make moves. It was the opposite of a blockbuster. What was it, Tez for like a third?
No,
Second,
it's
maybe.
the first pick in the second round. I thought it was a good get for him. I think,
It is a
like
good.
we said last week, Bill does not value draft picks
No,
at all in the slightest, not one iota. So he, I thought that he overpaid for Tez, but I guess we'll see.
is Tez good? I mean, he looked great last week, but I hadn't heard much from him before then. Is Bill
Nah,
a victim of the moment?
yeah, I think he was, victim of the moment in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but credit you, Louis. You did make a deal, and I gave you shit about all the essays, but I do appreciate the discourse. So, it's all love. And Robert and Jonathan, that's my favorite like comparison in the league because that's who they are. And Crony Spid, I gave you guys shit for not making trades either. I do have to take that back. The Mahomes trade, I went back and looked, and that was a phenomenal deal for you guys. I think that you won that trade with Snee. Snee has just so many goddamn draft picks, but I love you boys, and I would love to see more in the chat. But overall, that's pretty much what I got to say there for everybody. And I appreciate all the listeners. I think we both do. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Let's quickly talk about this week's matchups before we bring Sam on. We'll skip me versus Mo and Ian versus Snee. Those are foregone conclusions. Dan, you versus Bobby, you got to win.
Like we said, it's now or never. I gotta get the W this week. I do want to say before we get into this, and we sort of bury the lead here, we'd be remiss not to give a big congratulations to both Taffy and Paulie on becoming new dads this past week. So major congrats, guys. Happy to add new blood into the and potential future father and offspring
Yes.
team collabs there down the road. So major congrats to them.
Totally.
And I actually have a little announcement myself. I'm going to be making Bobby my son this week, so I will also be a daddy.
Wow. All right, Bobby, you heard that. If you exist. If you exist, you heard that. So that's that matchup. Crony Spid versus Louis. It's a good battle. I know who you're rooting for.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta root for the top teams in the league to
Yep.
kind of pull away, and
Louis
anybody
got
that's in
that
this
8th
middle
spot.
ground to take losses. So I go Crony and Spid. Is what it is.
Larry Pauly. I'm always gonna root for Larry. Does he have an outside shot?
It's tough for him. I think he took a bad beat last week too.
He did.
Like
Low
he
scoring.
had the percentages were looking like they were in his favor, and then all of a sudden they weren't. So
Yeah.
it's going to be tough for he's going to have to really go on a run. Might need to sweep the remaining slate.
And then we have Taffy versus Bill. Bill's 8-2, man. He keeps winning, chugging along.
That's a huge matchup right there. That's teams that don't project for the highest points, but both are like squarely within the playoff standings right now. This week is looking like it could be a hat and t-shirt week for three teams in the league, and Bill's one of them. So if he gets that dub there, he's locked in his spot.
Yep, exactly. And then lastly, Eric, great team, good manager. I mean, always has the ability to score big. But Sam, I mean, God, he's scoring a bunch.
Yeah, like we said, I mean, that's going to be an uphill battle for Eric there. Sam's team has been firing on all cylinders lately, but is it too much too soon? Does he have the time? Is his team going to show up when it's time at the end of the year here?
I mean, it's crazy. It's just every single week it's someone new for him. Like if Bowers has an off game, JSN goes for 40. He's got the running backs. Garrett Wilson gets hurt. Brees Hall goes for 30. It's pretty annoying to see, but God, it's impressive. Speak of the devil.
Look at
Samuel,
that.
What's going on?
how are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. What are you guys up to? How's the pod going so far? I've been excited. Been looking forward to this since really last season. So happy to finally be on.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on. You're our first guest of the year, and we really appreciate it. So we actually have two guests today. We have the manager of Tight End University, well, is an absolute juggernaut, and there he is,
Manager.
manager. We also are going to be bringing on the commish for the second half, but we're super happy you're here, Sam. And I just want to start by asking you, your team has been absolutely killing it. You're averaging 145 points a week. I mean, you got to be feeling good going into the playoffs. Any concerns about your squad? I mean, we talked a lot about vanity points. Is that something you're worried about?
I mean, at this point, it's just health. Like and it's gonna sound bad, and I'm sure Jimmy, you're almost at the spot too. Like you're right behind me. Like I just don't want guys to get injured. Like I'm playing Pat and Zach Bobby this week. I'm winning by 70. I'm like, take my guys out. Like,
You were
there's
pissed
nothing we
seeing
can
Taylor.
do.
I
There's,
was
yeah,
laughing when you were saying, "God damn it, Taylor."
like, that's it. And so like that, and you prep for injuries, right? So some of the ETN trade, some people thought was a little unfair. I thought it was great because if Javante or Brees stop playing, I have a backup. Now, in a little bit more planning, Garrett Wilson's out for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Who knows with the Jets?
Mhm.
I don't have much depth in wide receiver, like if Luther Burden. So I'll be shopping the final week. So really, that's it. Just prepping for the playoffs because giving Bobby, Mo, and these guys the first 2 years of the league, I was a donation. So guys, you can always work your way up to where the three of us have been. So
Those are inspiring words there for teams that have been sort of, toiling in the basement for so many years at this point. So, and you make a good point. It is nice to bring the sort of the three champions, the former champions of the league together here with a meeting of the minds. But yeah, Sam, and actually, let's dial it all the way back to the beginning. I'd love to hear a little bit about if we can switch the hat around
Sure.
to the commissioner side of things, and maybe we can ping pong that back and forth. But
yeah,
curious about just your overall opinion of what this has gone like in the first 5 years from transitioning from a redraft to a dynasty league. How you think things have played out in terms of participation and how it's sort of brought everybody together and inspired
yeah.
the camaraderie all across the board. Just speak on that a little bit.
I would think it went very well. Obviously, I think some of us were our redraft other league, and we had like Snee running a secondary league, which was great. But it was kind of going all over the place. I think Snee's like, "Do you want to take over?" And I've been thinking about Dynasty for a while, and I knew it was going to be a little bit of a setup and really getting used to. But at the same time, like I didn't handpick, but I pretty much like selectively invited
Yeah.
commissioners who I thought that would care. And like, look, it's not going to be perfect, and things are going to go wrong, right? And I think we're all adults here, so if something doesn't go right, we can all agree, like, okay, like that's how I try to run it as commish. Like, I'm not trying to make the rules to benefit myself or anyone else, but have a group of guys that all understand that we're trying here and it's fun. And that was the main thing I was trying to look for when I invited everyone. I think so far it's been great. I mean, there really hasn't been any major like crisis or anything. I mean, some people
No,
hate what Snee did, but the same token, like he's
I have I have no problem with it. It seems like a donation
exactly.
for us, so it's
And-
great. And I will say, like when like you mentioned, handpicking the managers, like because when you first said, "All right, we're going to do a dynasty," I was personally like I was good with it, but I was skeptical because like I love to draft. Like I want to draft new guys every year. Like it's fun to like go in and get the first pick and take Chase or whoever. So I was like, really, we're going to dynasty? That changes everything. But man, after 1 year, I was like, all right, this is sick. And then you realize like the value of drafting rookies. You realize the value of setting yourself up for future years. You want a young team. You also want to win now. So I don't know. Overall,
I mean, for sure. Like, and to add on to that, Jim, like you really get attached to your players, man. It's weird. Like, honestly, I felt
I
bad
cried
trading
trading
Waddle.
Chase. Like
Yeah,
it was emotional.
when Waddle was traded, I couldn't do the stupid dance. Like, I have a Waddle T-shirt because I
Right.
drafted him and I had him for 3, 4 years. Like, I
Yep.
had to let him go. Like, I was like blowing up his value because I liked him. So like that part, I like it. The managers have been great. Like, I think everyone's on board. Like the meeting that we had off season was fun as hell. Like, we have a good league. Like,
Highlight.
I
Yep.
brag to people. We have a really good league, and everyone, even Bobby, participates, which is the biggest
Does
part.
okay. Yeah, I like to hear that. We'll get to Bobby. as commish, I'm curious, like, who do you like? Is there anybody that you hate dealing with? Like, is there anyone where you're like, all right, I got a message from this guy. What the fuck? Is he on this call?
I wouldn't say hate. If there's one person, there's a few people who really, and you know, and the thing is, like, people think I don't like it. You know, Bolton, Sneak, a couple others. It's you guys are asking what can be done because you guys are trying to get every little margin, which I can respect. So, like, I don't. In fact, like that's great. Like, you care more about the league. Now, it's never been anything bad, so I don't hate anyone. It's just sometimes like we all have lives. I don't even have kids, but like I get my life. I travel with my parents. Like people asking all these different questions. Sometimes I forget to get back to them. So like it's not like I have no issue with anyone asking. Trust me. Anyone who's trying to be better and win, I think is good for the league. So yeah, no issue with anyone. And I also felt bad like because Dan, when you were gone from the chat for a little bit, someone brought up, like, oh, was it the tiff you guys had? Like, first off, I've known you since I was like 12. That meant nothing. I didn't even think twice about it. And so that's why I reached out. I was like, dude, you're right. You're like, yeah, I got a new phone. So nothing to do with being angry, upset. In fact, I'd be mad, Dan, if you didn't ask questions now.
Yep.
Exactly. No, that's what it's all about. As long as you show that you care, you're passionate about it. I think we have most of the managers that are very
Most.
active and
Most.
wanting to contribute in that sense. So all for the betterment of the league, I think is. So yeah, I guess following up on that, like, would you say that is sort of the most annoying part of the job, though, is just managing all of the egos, all of the opinions, just kind of putting it all together, and then sort of separately, is there anything you would have done different from like the initial setup? Like I know at one point you were talking about like you wanted to lean into Superflex and maybe make a switch to that, or is there anything around how we've done the voting or the meetings or anything like that that you want to weigh in on from that standpoint?
Um, no, I mean, it really hasn't been difficult. I try, it is tough because everyone has an opinion on how it should be done, and I got to find the medium. And I try not to do it with an iron fist. I try to do votes, and then every vote gets into another level of what needs to be done. And then I love Billy, but he's like, "Oh, let's we got to vote." And if it's not a vote, I'm like, "God damn it, dude! Like, we don't. It's not that easy." So that's the only annoying part is getting something in writing and finalizing because it just can go 1,000 different ways.
I think we did a good job about that at the draft, though. I feel like we all got the chance to speak. I mean, for the most part, it got a little rowdy, but for the most part, everyone got to say what they needed to say, and we probably voted 10, 12 times.
A lot of times, Paulie tried to filibuster a few times.
Oh, a lot. He gets talking. He doesn't know where he's going to land the plane when he gets going.
Yeah, I don't know if he took Adderall or what was going on, but that hand was up. Like we couldn't get through the petty cash fund questions. Like, well, I'm like Paulie.
Yeah,
but love you, Paulie. But no, really, there's nothing I would have changed. The only thing I spent a lot of time on Reddit, Dynasty subreddit, probably once every night, every single night of the year for 5 minutes. I do wish that we did Superflex from the start. We can't do that now. It just puts a lot of value in the QB because it's the values of the QBs are so high. It's incredibly high. Like even, I'm not gonna say Justin Fields because he's terrible, but even Bryce Young, his value instantly goes to someone like a Jordan Addison. And people have too many
thing for the league though. Like, what makes that better or worse? Because I'm not sure I agree.
So it makes every single player, every single quarterback worthy, right? For example, like you can go like not really go on but like Cam Ward right now has value. Like you need value. Like every single quarterback has value, whereas it's good to have backups now, but
in a one quarterback league, running backs and receivers are, and especially if you don't have a tight end premium, running backs and receivers are way more valued than any other position. With a super flex or two quarterback league, it makes the value of the quarterback commensurate with what it actually is in the NFL, which is the most important position.
Now, now people have backups, and some people have like 4 backups. So like we're not going to take and make. Again, Cam Ward is my own guy who stinks. I have hope for him, but like I'm not gonna take his value and instantly put it as like a mid-tier wide receiver too, because I had him luckily. Sure. There's a lot of work that needs to go into doing a super flex, and I just don't think we can do that. But again, not the biggest deal. We still have a great league, so
Totally. Yep. No, I hear you. I'm happy we don't have Superflex, but I'm a traditionalist. Like, I don't know. Sam, I'm curious. I kind of want to just go down. I want your take on everyone in the league. I just want to hear. I think people like to hear about themselves. I'm gonna name somebody. Tell me what you think.
Do you want this or this?
I want TEU. I want to hear from TEU. I don't want the
flip that
political
around.
answer. I want what TEU, who is, I mean, it's got to be the best team we've seen. I root against you every single week, Sam, because it's always a different guy that's scoring 40 plus for you. It's crazy to watch. So let's go. Let's start at the bottom. Snee. How do you feel about his team? How do you feel about him as a manager?
Him as a manager, great. I mean, look, I love Snee. He always tries to take these unique ways to get an edge and to get in first.
Man.
And you know what? I love it. And it's funny, like I'm just gonna go off topic. Like we were playing video games the other night, and he's like, "Oh my God, Sam!" He sent me a video of his 18 draft picks. He's like, "Look at this. This is great." And in my head, I'm like, "I'm fighting for a ship." I look at Josh Allen and Jonathan Taylor and say, "This is great." You look at 18 draft picks in the first round. Our definition of great's different, but that's why I love Snee. So
and I went back and looked at some drafts from like 22, 23. I wouldn't want that roster to be my roster going into playoffs personally. So we'll see. But he's Snee. So
he's gonna try, and he'll finagle his way. He'll send a bad
Yep.
trade to Paulie, and then he'll get a get, and he'll be back in it.
Yeah, it'll be Paulie and one other guy. All right, Mo. Mo is next.
Crazy. I don't understand. I've played fantasy with Mo for years, and he is analytical, and he's always, even if he's not good, he like, again, I kind of hate that because he doesn't go with his gut feel, but
no, he pays for a service.
He does, and it oftentimes leads him to at least being competitive. And now I'm like, dude, I look at his team and I see no hope. But the good thing about Mo is he'll stick it out, and like
he's
I'm
hilarious.
praying for him. Like I'm like,
I love how he said, I've been so dominant in baseball and my other football league that this is a challenge, and it's like he purposely, and part of me believes him because I mean, and you see what he's betting, so it's like this money it's not about the money for him. So I don't know. It's interesting to see. His baseball team's incredible. I know this isn't the baseball.
Incredible. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like he's usually good. And now I look at his team. I don't even want to offer him a trade that I win because like I want everyone to be like competitive. Seriously. Like I don't want to offer gets to Bobby and him because I want them to be good.
I was gonna ask you, like, are you worried? And I think I know the answer. Like, as Commish, are you worried about these teams that are low in the standings? Giving up or not trying or not wanting to be in the league. But with Snee and Mo, I'm sure you're not because they're
no.
You can count.
I'm not worried about them leaving. It's just like I want them to be good. Like I'm like starting to feel bad. Like I'm like Jesus. I look at. Actually, I don't feel bad for Mo, but like,
I don't feel bad at all. I mean,
yeah, he'll be all right.
I don't want to say has a half ship because we're not counting that, but he has I mean, like he's been there. This is the Champions Pod. But
yeah.
So I don't know. So and I believe in Mo too.
Yeah. Well, we'll go on from Mo.
Yes. Sam, you just mentioned Bobby, and we alluded to addressing that squad earlier on. Let's hear your thoughts on Bobby, who I've been known to call your farm squad or your
alter ego,
made up invisible friends here. But let's hear about.
If it was my farm squad, I'd have more trades with them personally. I don't think I had traded with them once. Now, with that being said, I went to like my 19th one-year-old birthday party for Pat like a week and a half ago, and Zach were there. Pat and Zach are the managers. First thing they started talking about was Dynasty. So like I know they care. Like they text me. They were in the ship the first year. Like they should have won if they actually managed. Like Dan, I think they could have blocked you with a pickup, and they fucked up and they messed and they ended up losing. So they care. They're in a tough spot. But with Hampton, Herbert, Caleb Williams, second pick, maybe first pick next year, they'll be okay. But I got to get them more involved.
Get him more involved. I want to see him at the draft personally. If we can get that done, I think that'll heal all wounds. I want to meet him, want to shake their hand, get a trade done. All right, talk to me about Larry.
Larry, love the guy, which I think everyone says cracks me up. Sometimes I just wonder what goes on in that brain. I mean, sometimes he's playing for now, and then next thing you know, he's trading for draft picks, and we'll go to Snee's house, and he's eating a slice of pizza while telling me some crazy theory on how his team is. I'm like, okay,
If you catch Larry after a bowl pack, the right bowl pack, you can get a good trade done.
Yeah, and I think the opening game of the season, we went to Snee's house, and Never just made like wings, and Sneak took a bite and wanted to put it back down, and Larry ate it with a bite in it. Like, well, I don't know. It's just a funny, like, that's just Larry.
Classic.
It was
One
funny.
bite.
One bite.
It was 2 bites because, yeah, 1 bite because Sneak took the other one.
Yeah.
Now, now his
That's
team,
awesome.
he's trying to, trading Scabadoo. God, I mean, it worked out because of his left foot, but
Right.
Larry trades are Larry trades. So I wish him the best.
I root for him. Dan, I know you do too. So we'll see. And he's a bright guy, so you imagine he'll turn the ship around. All right, next on the standings is Dan. What do you think about Dan as a manager in the league, and what do you think about his team?
I'm actually surprised he's not in play. Like, I'm happy because his team's has some studs on it. Like, his team didn't go off. Dan as a manager, again, always trying to squeeze margins, and I love it. Like,
Yep.
man, like the kid cares is what I gotta say about, like, I'm getting texts from Dan when we're both drinking 12 o'clock and I agree to this. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, and I want to tell him no because his team's good. I'm like, all right, that's not too bad. Like, I don't know. I'm surprised he's not in personally. I don't want
His
him
guys
in.
are having down years, right? I mean, that has to be it.
I've said it from the beginning. I think quarterbacks are the most important position. I know they're not like valued individually, but like,
I agree.
man, and I said it from the beginning, Dan, when those predictions I had, Kyler Murray is ass. And I'm not saying because you have him, I promise. I just hate the guy. Now, you got to hope for Bo Nix, but that's your weakness. And you have a good team, Dan, otherwise. So I really don't want you to see you in playoffs. No offense taken. Take it as more of a respect thing.
I think that's a spot on analysis there. So yeah, I gotta hope and pray right now. Or if anybody has any quarterbacks they're looking to move, I'm in the market.
Don't trade him to Dan.
It's true though, because a good QB will throw you third, like especially in the playoffs. Like Jared Goff last year put up like 50 points versus me. Like, so it's like, what are you gonna do? So
Yeah. So
I mean,
speaking of a team with a good quarterback, or you want to add
quick,
anything
I
else,
just want
Sam?
to say, add on, like, this is my thought with the quarterback. Like, Josh Allen had one of the worst games last year, like fumbles, interceptions, ass. Put up 25 points.
Right.
Other quarterbacks put up really, really bad games. It's Jordan Love
10.
last night put up 8. Yeah, like,
Yep.
so that is the value. Like Mahomes, Lamar, those
Jackson
guys.
Dart.
The hell out of here.
Hold on. Okay. All right, go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
But no, I was just gonna keep it moving here and transition to the Jeffersons. Saying, speaking of a team with a good quarterback, he's rocking Matt Stafford, who seems to defy everything in terms of aging in the league and still be a top 10 quarterback and in the MVP conversation. So talk about Ian's team and his managerial prowess.
He's got 2 MVPs with Daniel Jones. I dropped his ass in the mid offseason. Damn it. But Jefferson's got another strong team too. Good manager, sees value, like always put together a strong team. And it's one of those things, like, his team's young and there's a lot of promise. So it's scary. Now, I'm so happy that JSN's better than Justin Jefferson on keep trade cut right now, because we had an argument this offseason, big one, drinking. So, man, it feels justified when that happens. But no, he's got a great squad. Love Ian. The kid cares. He's a top 3 manager in terms of caring. Like, it ruins his week when he loses. Like, his work schedule he loses sales when he loses his fantasy. So
it's awesome. That's what I'm looking for. I totally agree. You want people that care, that bleed out there, and that's Ian.
Yes.
All right, talk to me about your brother and your dad. I love having them in the league. We got into it a little bit last week. Robert and Jonathan Kraft, they're great for the league. What do you think?
I mean, if there's somebody that I would want to win, that's not me, it's my dad. Now, notice I didn't say my brother, it's my dad. So, the guy's like trying to learn sleeper. He's like, how do I do pickups? How do I send trades? So he has to go through Louis. He cares. He's always got a weird schedule. He's up at 3 a.m. looking at fantasy football stuff.
So are they collaborating on ads, drops, trades, sit starts?
Yeah. They text quite a bit on it. And I think they're starting to see the value of trading. They just had a really good value trade, I thought. They picked up Tez Johnson and got a
definitely.
So that was the stuff. And it's great because my dad loves it. Louis loves it. Yeah, if I don't win, I want my dad to win. I wish I could separate the two, but
absolutely.
Yeah, great in the league.
And then I mean, Taffy just had a kid. We love Taffy. I don't know if I love his team, but I love the guy. What do you think?
Man, it's crazy. Like, this is the stuff about, like, how it's very similar to like real life football. I'm not saying it is, but like when he drafted Jaden Daniels last year, I'm like, oh my God, his team's unbelievable now. Like one person can
Right.
change it, similar to Bill with Puka. And now he stinks and his team's back
Daniels
to
might be ass Kyler Murray style. Like he might just be bad. He's hurt all the
I-
time, but I think he's
yeah. So like it's weird. And you know, he's had an easy schedule. He can slip into playoffs and anything can happen. I can tell you that from last year. His team is his team's got some work. It's a lot of middling players, not too young, so anything could happen, but he's got to pick a direction after this year, whether he's trying or he's going to sell off. And it's not a fun place to be.
Yep. Agreed. Now moving up now to Eric. That's a team that I think is a little bit, on the older side, but he definitely has name brands. He has Amon-Ra. Go ahead.
He can perform. Hurts has let him down 2 years in a row with concussions and playoffs. Henry's getting old. Man, his team's getting old. And it's funny because he's got like 1 or 2 years left in that, but he has a good team and he doesn't have any draft picks. So I'm like, oh shit, like
He doesn't?
I don't think he has many draft picks in the next 2 or 3 years. So like it's gonna be ugly. And I don't think he's gonna leave. And unfortunately, he'd be the one person who would probably say yes to saying meet me on site. So
Yeah, I don't think you want that.
Eric, I don't want to meet you on site. Please don't leave.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
you're
he
the
might
commish,
take
so
that
you gotta
serious
hold-
and show up at my
that-
house.
As commish, that's something you're gonna have to,
Yeah,
at
no,
least keep in the back of your mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eric,
and
don't leave. We need you.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
just to add to
he's-
what you were saying, Sam, he's only got one first or second round pick over the next 2 years, so spot on.
4 second. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know people's draft picks and team players because I study this shit. So don't forget that. Next.
Yeah. Next is Crony Spid. Good team. Good guys.
Man, I thought they have a very good team, so let's not get it wrong. They're going to be contending. I thought they were going to be way better this year because of Brian Thomas. Man, they
Yep.
have like a very high ceiling, very low floor. It's interesting because sometimes you look at your team, they're like, oh my God, they're great. And then they put up like 100 points. Now, if they lock in the playoffs, they're going to be a scary team to play. Anytime you have Gibbs, I think I offered 4 first JSN, this was like 2 years ago for like Gibbs. Like,
No.
because
4 and JSN?
I think so. Like it was some
That's
crazy deal. This is before JSN was like,
Still though.
but like I wanted him because I think he's nasty and he is. So like anytime you have him on your team, he's one of like 5 players that can win you a week by himself. So great managing. I still hate them because one quick funny story, we were doing the draft in my living room and we were just talking about how much people we love. I told him I love Hawkinson. They already had a tight end. I told him I'm going to draft him. In the last minute, Crony hit plus $1 on it and made me spend $1 for no reason and looked me in the eyes.
That's great.
Yeah, so still hold a little bit of grudge in that one.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's a Crony move.
Talk to us a little bit about Mike Pauly. Specifically, obviously, we want to hear about what your thoughts on him as a manager and his team, but maybe even more so as like a content creator and as a catalyst for discussion in the chat, and maybe even possibly address the rumors that you bullied him incredibly bad back in high school on the basketball team. I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Okay, we'll start with the basketball team. That never happened. The only thing I will say is he was tall and skinny and couldn't dribble, so I would say get the rebound, and me and Matt would just say, "Give me the ball, like don't even move, just like get the ball here and hand it to us." Like that wasn't really bullying, it is what it is. He's a freshman,
direction.
so he might take it the wrong way. I'm glad that he's got some thick skin over the years because, it is what it is, right? Like, sorry, Paul, you couldn't dribble. Now to his fantasy team, he's overachieving, but I love it. Like. He's into it. He traded for Saquon, which I thought was huge. Like,
What'd you think about that trade?
I feel
Fair?
like, I feel like personally, like, I feel like he's underperforming, but something's going on with the Eagles offensively. I don't know what it is, but like, I'm still scared of him going off at any time. Like, he's one of those guys who could win a week. And Zay Flowers,
Yeah.
I mean, he's good. You don't get
Yeah.
Saquon often. So, and the content's great. Like anytime that I can go on my phone when I'm working and see the podcast, see people talking, like you guys can see me as a commissioner all the time. Like I respond almost instantly to everything. I try to keep the stuff going. Like I find it enjoyable. So when Paulie's posting videos of him walking in New York City with his perfect hair, It takes my mind off work sometimes.
Yeah,
Guys
always
always on the move.
He's always on the move, maybe more than me somehow.
Yeah, and the hair doesn't move. It's perfect. Let's talk about someone who I would say is the biggest overachiever this year, and he kind of has been. I think maybe last year as well. He tends to overachieve. His guys go out and win. His name's Bill Dapkus. What do you think about that?
Man, I go from like I told Bill this before. I go from like Bill, you have a good team, to like a year and a half ago. I'm like, Bill, you have the worst team with no assets. To now he has A-Chain, Chase, like two guys who could win you a team. Now he is overachieving. His team has some holes, but
he's 8-2.
He's winning. Like, what can you say? Like, you're winning, and like an injury away to your opponent in the playoffs. He's A-Chain and Chase put it up. Like, again, going back to it, what saved his team, which is nuts to me, is that Puka was drafted in the 4th. Like, that's why it's so like that. Essentially, Puka plus got Chase, and it was worth it. Like, that is how crazy a team can switch with a late round pick, and it doesn't happen often, but it does.
Yep, 100%. Bill, yeah, I won't say anything good about him, but those are some good comments on him. Talk to us about the team you knocked out of the playoffs last year, Mr. Onions himself, right here.
Onions. Anytime you have CMC, I'm scared. And Lamar Jackson, I'm still pissed at Larry for trading you Lamar Jackson because
great trade.
I texted him, but it was whatever it was wasn't worth it for him. I texted him after, go, what are you doing, man? Like I was mad. Like, dude,
he sent it.
Like I said, Larry has these thoughts that sometimes, I don't know where he's at, and that was one of them. I was like, dude, why are we giving JMO? Because you had at the time Taylor and CMC. I'm like, why are we giving him Lamar? Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you got a great team. A couple trades that I thought was taking like a small step backwards, like you're playing for the future more rather than try to win it. Doesn't take away the fact that you still could potentially win it. Like, you said you wanted to get draft picks. Man, Puka for Chase, I like it. Is that a this year move or in the future? Because yes, Puka's young.
Both. It's both. I mean, and look at last year. Chase, loved the guy, didn't do anything for me in the playoffs. The year I won it, did nothing for me in the playoffs. That was part of my reasoning. The QB was part of the reasoning. And I don't use keep trade cut as a Bible, but when I made the trade, they were even on keep trade cut. It's shifted now, but
I mean, you have a top team, Onions. You're going to be like, you're one of the few people who want to avoid the first week of the playoffs. Like, I don't think we're going to play because we're both high up. Your wide receiver is a little lacking, but other than that, you have studs across the board. So, I
feel good about my team.
I wouldn't assume anything less.
Who scares you, Sam? Who scares you? Who scares you in the league? Who do you think's overrated? Give me a team to watch and a team that's overrated.
I mean, a team to watch is Cronies. I don't want to get them first round. Just they have a lot of upside. Dan, I don't want to see in playoffs. You can't really say you're scared of anyone in the second round. Like, I'm not saying I'm moving past the first round, but like if I see you, JMO, it's in the second round. Like, okay, I'm gonna be playing someone good. So, in terms of overachievers, like I always say, you can't jinx because no matter what we say here is not going to matter on the field. Even though in your head, like you don't want to say it because then it's like more bulletin board, but like would love to match up with Taffy, my brother, or Bill first round. Like, those are the guys overachieving. You could lose, but man, if you could play it right, and again, with some of these new rules that I completely vote against being in first place, maybe I can manipulate stuff and see who and what I can do. And God, I hate those rules, but we'll see.
It unlocks options for you. Sorry, John.
Right. So the rule is you can sit whoever you want.
No, you have to have someone starting with a percent like playing. Like, for example, like if it could be a backup who runs one time for a yard. You need to have an active person. Like it's like the real NFL. You can't just be like, I'm not starting my receiver.
I think you have to asking for trouble. If you do that, I think it's just asking for trouble with the fantasy gods.
I agree.
But we'll see.
I definitely agree. I looked at the playoff. There's not much I can do. I mean, I got like, I have like, I don't even know who I'm playing, but either way, it's going to be fun. There's not much I'm going to do in that. Like, I can't really.
It's going to be fun. And I mean, It's been fun watching your team, Sam. 145 points a week is absurd. I imagine you got to come down to earth at some point, but maybe not. I don't know.
Hopefully
We'll
not in
see.
playoffs.
We could have a back-to-back champ. It could be one of us. It could be someone else. Dan, you got anything else?
I think we about covered all of it. This has been great to have you on, Sam. Again, good to bring the three former champs together. And yeah, looking forward to what the rest of the season has in store here.
Let's try and get
like
a champions dinner next year. Us three and maybe a fourth.
I'll get 2 seats for myself.
Yeah, get 2 more.
But no, seriously, guys, it's been fun. This podcast is great. I think it's hilarious. Like getting a new person on each week which would be great because everyone takes it so like you should hear Sneeze sometimes like when we're playing video games. Like he has no team and he's still like, I should have beat JMO. Kyle Mananganai is my guy. I'm like it's just funny. Like I see JMO like after years and like he walks away and Katie's like he loves fantasy. I'm like
it's true. It's true. Yeah, and Snee loves it too. Like I sent this pod out. We sent the pod out in the chat. He's texting me 3 minutes after, 3 minutes into the pod. Like, oh, JMO, that's a good line. Like, so I love it. I love all the contributions from everyone in the league. People care. So it's a great league. That's a credit to you, Sam, the commish, with your hat forward, with your hat backwards. Fuck you. And boys, I finished, and you said it all. So until next time, that's it for the Dynasty Football Podcast.
Dynasty Football Podcast.
See you guys.